Good morning. I wanted to show you the bit that we're going to use for the cabinet door pulls. This is a 3/16 Brad Pitt, oh my gosh, Brad Point. It's okay, Brad Point, not Brad Pitt. I'm never going to forget that now. So this 3/16 bit is for these doors right here. We're actually going to measure, since we measure the width of this right here, this area, the style of the door, it's 2.5 inches by 2.5 inches here. So what we do is we go to the center, we put a little tape on there so it doesn't break the wood on both sides of the cabinet door. If you can see right here, we put it on this side too as well. So I'm going to measure this to 1.25 inches, which is half of 2.5, and 1.25 inches, 1.25 inches, so I get my crosshairs. Okay, so that's exactly where the door pull is going to go. You always want to double check inside the door to make sure it's not going to hit the stile when you're drilling a hole, because some doors, the stile below the door may underlap the door and you don't want to drill into it. So this one is actually clear, so I can actually close the door to support the door. And I'm going to put this tip right at this crosshair. Make sure it's covered with tape on both sides. Oh, perfect. I'm going to start out slow and go fast. Alright, if you'll notice on the inside of the door here, there's a little bit of blowout of dust. But what happens is the tape actually captured all the dust. So that's kind of part of the reason why you put tape. Now there might be a little touch up on the cabinet door after we're finished putting the pulls, but that's easy to do by touching that up with a little caulking and paint. But for the most part, most of the time, the tape will hold it and keep it from breaking. So I'm going to do one more. Just get my tape measure here. So we're going to mark this at 1.25 inches by 1.25 inches. That is where the cabinet pull is going to go. Double check, make sure nothing's behind it. Insert the Brad Point, not Brad Pitt. Also, you want to go nice and slow. Don't force the drill bit through the door, because what's going to happen is if you force it, it's going to break the back side of the door, and I think that's might have what happened on this one here. I'm going to take some of my own advice. It's always better to take your time, especially when dealing with finished cabinetry. This is the finished jewelry of the cabinet, so you don't want to force it. Okay, that's good. I think the base of the screw will cover this hole, so that makes a nice clean hole on the front side for sure. And that's why we put the tape. So, all right, those are our first 2 cabinet holes. We have about 26 more doors to go. Thanks. Good afternoon. I just wanted to show a quick video of how I made a template guide to mark my drawer holes for my handles. And so I pre-drilled the holes into this dummy plate. I'm not going to be using this dummy plate because we're going to be putting in a farm sink in the kitchen. So I used the 2 dummy plates off the front of the sink cabinet, and I affixed these 2 brackets that usually hold electrical conduit, and then I wrapped them in tape. I marked the center on the face plate, and then I also marked the center of the drawer. Now, even though this is a different size than the drawer, the center is still going to be in the center of every drawer. So what I'm going to do is show how this just slips over the edge. Got the dog barking in the background. Apologize. They're just excited about this video too. They want to get back in their kitchen. Alright, so that just sits right over the top of that. And then now I can drill my pilot hole exactly in the center of this cabinet. So we'll show you another video once everything is finished so you can see the actual handles.